How you doing? How are you doing? How you doing? I'm doing good. How you doing? I'm doing real good over here, yo. How you doing over there? I'm over here. We're doing it. Let's go. Shit the bed on this morning's PUBG stream. Don't you fret. I'll be coming back later on with a banger for you, bud. Put down 9, 10, maybe 11, 12 wins. That's just warming up, bud. I was playing with the sound muted, chatting with the wife, and I got taken out as I was chatting about, I forget. But I look back and I'm like totally toast, you know? Man, nothing worse than getting totally toasted while you're chatting with your wife. But it's okay. You know, we don't take video games too seriously. Yeah, we do, bud. It's, I'm, I'm dancing for a first place, buddy. I just want to crush at least 3 or 4 squads that know what they're doing. I want to make them pay, and then put the phone down for the rest of the day. No more games after that. One round, 12, 17, 18, 19, 21 minutes of gaming, but and that's it. I might not even come back tomorrow. It's going to be such a heater, you know? How's everyone doing? We're about halfway through the wife's breakfast, and this is a short one. I'll be hanging out with the wife. Breakfast? Oh, do you have a cinnamon bun? No, we ate it. Oh, we ate the last. Well, we have blueberry muffins here, so we can even have those. You know? Yeah, we'll have it. We'll eat up. We'll have a nice big brunch. Holy crap, it's 12:04. It's clearly lunch today. I have no clue what I'm going to have. You know? I have no idea. We're going to need bread. I'm just going to try to figure out what's really going on here. We're going to use this. I'm actually going to have mustard sandwiches. It's going to be epic. I'm going to do mustard sandwiches. You guys watching Acolyte or Skeleton Crew? I've been checking out Acolyte and Skeleton Crew. I'm going to rewatch Skeleton Crew. I was chatting with the wife and then I super tired. I drifted off, so that's how she goes. We're going to have guacamole for lunch or for dinner tonight. Ooh, it smells like a nice craft of coffee is brewing, so we'll have a nice craft of coffee. What else we're gonna do? Blueberry muffins. We got this for the toast. So I'm gonna have copious amounts of toast. We have Ancient Grains bread here from Dempster's. We got a 6-slice toaster worth $400. Let's put this thing into high gear. You know, this is from my wife's 3rd marriage. Yo, what's up, kitty? How you doing? How you doing? So, once you get that over here, bop and draw. I should put on a wireless mic so you guys can hear me. I was going to sing a song for you this morning. You guys super chat any tunes you want to hear. Otherwise, just kick back and listen to the streams this morning. Well, it's afternoon, actually. If you're in California, it's morning. If you're in San Diego or San Francisco, you just experienced a 6.6 magnitude earthquake yesterday. I was actually on a live stream when Buddy ended up getting an emergency alert on his phone from the national, alert board in USA. I was like, oh man, I thought it was a nuke. No, I'm not playing. He's like, I'm getting an emergency alert. I'm like, whew, I'm literally looking at the guy on his phone going, oh, I think it's a nuke, bro. Oh, bro. I was like, oh, no, please don't be a nuke, eh? Thankfully, it wasn't. It was an earthquake, so, which still sucks for San Fran, but a lot better than a nuke. But that means that Yellowstone National Park there with old Betsy there, old Yeller, she's just waiting to erupt. That's what that means. So the more earthquakes you have on that fault line, pushes the direction of Yellowstone closer to the edge. Okay, so it's reawakening up the super within. Okay. So when you know this, you know this. Meow. I have a cat, actually. I do indeed have a cat. I've actually had cats. No, I've had dogs longer, but I have had cats for quite a bunch of years. I was 3 or 4 when I got my cat, Spinksy. Then I got my cat Usne. That's a bad word in Icelandic. It means cornhole, spoken the bad way with an A. And Usne and Spinksy are awesome cats, man. They surround me with love every day. They live to be really old. I'm not sure on the age, actually. I was young. But I'm gonna say, and I am old now. But I'm going to say 15, 16, 17, you know. Spinksy was hit by a car in her old age. I found this out way later on in life. That's why I always ask people to just slow down. And then Spinksy was my best friend. Spinksy used to walk with me to school, and Spinksy used to wait for me after school, like 6 blocks she'd walk. And she'd wait for me at the edge, of the sidewalk, about a block and a half from the school. It was epic. Maybe 2 blocks from the school. It was epic. For years, my cat did this. You know? Oh, just melted my heart. She's always like, where's my little buddy going off to? You know? Just melted my heart. I don't know what year it was, like 2007 or 8. One time I was walking down Pembina, I was going to this store, like it was like, I can't remember if it was a bakery or I can't remember exactly, but I was going somewhere. Might have been to the play slots for a minute, but I was going down this street, down Pembina, and then I turned 1 block in, and I looked, and there was this guy, and he was trying to pick up this cat, which I didn't think much of, and then I started walking, and I looked again, and the cat was trying to evade the guy. So I was like, oh, maybe the cat, he's trying to get him back in the house, and I was like, and then I backed off, and I turned, and I was going down the back lane, because it was a shortcut, and I didn't want to walk down the front for whatever reason. It was busy on Pembina. So I did that, and I waited for a second, and there was like a line of bushes. I stood behind, I poked out, and I just looked. He was right at the corner of the curb in the road and the edge of the sidewalk, but on the boulevard, like on the edge outside of people's property. So I was like, what the heck are you doing? And then I watched him. He tried to put him inside a backpack. I never jetted so fast straight at somebody in my life. Ran right on him. I scared the shit right out of him. I said, what the fuck are you doing? And he didn't have a good answer. I said, let that fucking cat go. I said, you get the fuck going right now, you sick fuck. You don't want to cross me. Like I told you I'll tell you another one. This was one time I was in the park for like 10 minutes. It was, I don't remember if it was a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon, kicking a soccer ball. I'm telling you, this dude starts hitting his dog.
starts hitting his dog, like for the dog sitting still. He just starts slapping the dog in the head. I'm like, oh, I lose it. Lose it. The guy tells me he's going to call the cops. I said, fuck that, you are. I called the cops. I said, yo, this dude's trying to, this guy starts slapping his dog. Slapping the shit out of his dog while I'm sitting here kicking my soccer ball in the park. And he's like, well, did the dog do anything? I'm like, did you hear? I said, he's slapping the shit out of his dog. He's like, okay, where are you? I tell him exactly where. They're like, hey, we'll get someone to come down or whatever. I was like, okay. And by the time, like, I didn't stick around. I don't stick around. But by the time I got off the phone, the guy was, like, running away. I was like, oh, my God. And I was, like, 29. And I did not want to follow the dude with the soccer ball and stay on the phone the whole time. But I gave a description of the dude. And I gave his direction. So hopefully the cops did the right thing that day. That's all I'll say. But I was like, what the heck is going on, man? There's people out there, I don't even know why you got a dog, you know? Why you got a cat? Just to torture it? Sicknesses out there. Absolute sicknesses. Someone always wants to tell something. You have to, like, make something obedient. When I was growing up, the word obedient was really, it was something. I didn't make much of it as I was learning what it was. But as I saw people who beat obedience into their dogs, pets, I was like, you guys are all sick. You're awful people, right? There's a proper way to teach, and it's not like that. So I've never respected people who are very rough on. There are certain things you'll probably never understand, but you can use a tone without ever, you know, inflicting damage on something, right? You can give it a harsh tone because sometimes they are the worst possible creatures you could possibly imagine. And sometimes they're only going to hurt themselves if you don't tell them, hey, get up off the top of that dresser. You know, there's barely any room on there. And if you fall, you're definitely going to hurt something on your body, right? So, you know, figuring out the best way to do it. Because most animals have pea brains. They're not going to learn that what you're trying to say is this is what you want, right? They're not going to learn. I've rarely seen an animal that learns from, you know, from anything less than love, right? So we are animals. Go try and teach somebody something without love, right? It doesn't, you're not doing a good job of teaching if you don't do it with love. And there's a lot of shitty parents out there. I'm being real. There's a ton of shitty parents that your version of how to raise is not lovingly, right? I was spanked as a kid, but I didn't spank any kids. And also, I, you know, never did half the stuff that some kids did, you know, have done to me. Like, I never did to an adult, you know? So, shit. I can't imagine if I had done something like that to an adult, you know, what I would have thought, right? So, or what they would get if they lived in my time, right? So, people are really quick to judge people, but, you know, unless you know the facts, I'm one of the most gentle dudes you could ever come across. The most gentle dudes you could ever come across. But if you're not a gentle man, I can be very rough. You think you're tough and rough? I have seen, you know, dragons. You can only imagine what a dragon looks like. You're not on my level, bud. So there's like, you go watch, YouTube has all sorts of these fighting videos, right? All sorts, billions and billions of fighting videos on YouTube. Then you go see the country. Go to a country where they have these fights, right? There's fights in Mexico. There's fights in America. There's fights in England. There's fights in Russia. And go to each one of these countries. Go try and find a fighting video in Iceland. Go try. You want to know why? Because you can't feature people pulling off limbs, bro. You can't feature a headbutt exploding another dude's skull, but it doesn't. You can't. They won't let it on here. So Icelandic fights will never be. You can't see them. They're infamous battles. You understand me? Don't question what goes on. Go check it out. Go see them bounce around like little chickens. If I was in a squared circle with somebody else, it wouldn't last more than a second. And I want it to be a big dude. I don't want it to be someone who's like 180, 200. I want it to be a 300 pounder, someone that weighs 130 pounds more than me, 120 pounds more, just to show you what a baller I am. And then now you go try. Now you hop in the ring with big guy. Right? This is what I want to see happen, right? Who else thinks they're tough in this building, right? We'll line up 6 dudes all the same. You spin in a circle and pick one for me, or you pick the toughest out of all of them. The other 5, you line them up, and you guys go get in the ring there with your big armchair coach mouths, you know? Seen so many fights, but you never been in one is not a good start, but... Probably the biggest thing I got to tell you is until you felt true pain, you don't understand what it means to be in a fight because there's so much shock. There is so much shock behind pain. And this is something people don't talk about. But I can take pain like nobody's business. So when you're done dishing it out, I'll begin. Do you understand what I just said? You probably don't. But when you're done, I will then begin. It's not going to be good for you at any point at that point. You understand? Or I can just tune you in the first 10 seconds. But I like to... you ever been fishing? You ever been fishing? You like to keep it on the line, don't you? Oh, you do, don't you? You like to let it jump around a bit, don't you? Well, in fighting, I'm that fisherman. I like to watch you squirm. Also, it means you will never ask for a rematch because I will punish you in the ring. I will punish you, and you will not want any part of this. You will go home, you will drift off to sleep later on when you're done shivering, and you will wish that day never happened. That's the baller the hash man is.
The year you make your brand happen. Make open for business.
Woo! Let's go. So we're gonna have a protein shake right here. Right now. White's food is basically ready. We're gonna heat it with a little bit of seasoning, pepper, and then away we go. She loves pepper. Don't put too much, but have enough that there's pepper on it, you know? Now you're gonna work that toast. I'm gonna call her. She's gonna bring the craft up. We're gonna go chill. I'm gonna rub her little feet. We'll probably be doing a little foot video for you one of these days. I'm not sure which day, but we'll do some. Might even just be an upload to start. We'll see. And I'll show you some techniques on how to make your wife feel really, really good. Relieving back pain. Even methods of arousal with the feet are possible, you know? So watch and learn. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. I am Yo Hash Man. The wife had asked for something super epic this morning. I have delivered again and again. I'd never stop delivering. Boy, did I make something nice today, boy. How you doing? All right. You just want to fan them out. Get her good, okay? So good. Mm.